All those in favour? Any opposed? No, thank you. Right, on to item 12. And just as per our normal process, we've got if you just want to slide up, sorry, to D, just to get it in your heads, is just for us to do a submission on that as the chair's recs, and Andy's happy to move, and I'm happy to second. Kia ora team, Jimmy and Craig.
Good afternoon all. So my name is Jimmy Zhang and I am a senior policy planner, and I'm here with my team leader Craig Cancross. Our item today is in regards to a decision on how council should process a private plan change request in the Auckland Unitary Plan. The options being available to council being to adopt the request, to accept the request in part or in whole, to reject the request in part or in whole, or to treat it as if it was a resource consent. My recommendation as set out in my report is that we accept the request under Clause 25 of Schedule 1 of the Resource Management Act. So turning to my slide, the plan change area is situated in northeast Pukekohe with frontage to Lau Farm Drive. So in the 3 sites that are included in the in the plan change area include 70, 70A and 70B Lau Farm Drive. The plan change area has 1 dwelling and some farm buildings, but is largely covered in pasture. The request proposes to rezone approximately 18 hectares of the future urban zone to the mixed housing urban zone to allow for residential development, which may ultimately result in between 175 to 350 dwellings being built. The area has been structure planned under Council's Pukekohe and Parada Structure Plan 2019, wherein the Council indicated a preference for in a single house zone. Aside from the matter of zoning, the plan change is generally consistent with the structure plan. In Council's Future Development Strategy 2023 to 2053, this plan change area is located in the northeast quadrant of Pukekohe, and the development readiness is set for 2040 plus, meaning that it is around 15 years ahead of sequence. The Future Development Strategy also lists 5 infrastructure prerequisites, which I have discussed in my report. And just finally, a precinct is proposed to sit over in the plan change area and deals with things like infrastructure triggers, as well as other provisions to guide the future development of the land. Thank you. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you very much. And yeah, just to clarify the D, and I've spoken to Councillor Baker about it, but it is putting in a submission. Obviously, this is out of sequence, but all the infrastructure providers are saying that is possible. So it's just commenting and ensuring that when it rolls out, that everything is in place that has been promised. But Member Ashby.
Kia ora, thank you. Quick one from me, and I've asked a similar question on other plan changes. So I understand after assuming it's accepted that obviously it's notified and iwi can submit. In your report it says that Ngāti Tamaoho have engaged with the developer at this application stage. It's just a question of, obviously once it's, assuming it goes through the gate, you guys are going to be assessing how it performs against the RPS Mana Whenua chapter, for example, which is around plan changes. But at this stage, when it comes to you, just for my clarity, does it include the actual evidence from the iwi group engaged, or is it just the applicant's summary of it?
Thank you for the question, Councillor. It's a bit of both. In this particular plan change, they've put in a whole host of provisions in the precinct itself to deal with matters of potential interest to iwi. So there are provisions around stormwater management, around protection of indigenous vegetation and the like. So there needs to be some, I guess, further consultation if it is accepted for processing, to sort of confirm whether Mana Whenua actually support those provisions in the precinct plan. So I guess, yeah, so it's a bit of both input from the requester and from EB as well.
Thank you. Are there any other questions on this one? No? Cool. Thank you. I'll get you both to step back. Thanks very much. Would you like any comment, Andy? I mean, Councillor Baker, sorry. Any other comment? Councillor Walker.
The history of this land, I understand, and it's communicated in the report, is that it's fertile land. I'm not absolutely familiar with the status of the soil, but it would be highly desirable through the development process that if the soil that is removed, that it's retained in the area, because soil is a tonga, it's a treasure, and the type of soil that we have in this area is a limited supply. So just put that on the table. I don't know what consideration we have for these sorts of things, but certainly we know that we have lost a considerable amount of our best growing land in New Zealand in the Pukekohe vicinity. So I just want to put that on the table, mostly for the officers who may have withdrawn, but I'm sure they've heard me.
Thanks, Councillor. Right, all those in favour? Any opposed? Cool. Thank you very much. On to item 13.